How much does it cost to use a Taylor Swift song in your project? I'm not talking about just humming it on a TikTok. I mean really use it, like in a professionally produced, televised comedy special. You think you have a number in your head? Maybe a few thousand? 10,000? I want you to take whatever number you're thinking of and probably triple or quadruple it. We're talking about a sum of money that could be a down payment on a house, a brand new car, or a full year of college tuition. All for 60 seconds. 60 seconds of music. This is the absolutely wild, hilarious, and genuinely mind-boggling story of how one of America's most cynical and beloved comedians, Marc Maron, went on a journey into the heart of the Swiftie universe and came back with a bill that would make your eyes water. And the story involves a mountain hike, a sudden blackout, and a desperate text to one of music's biggest producers. You are not going to want to miss a second of this. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. If you love deep dives into the craziest stories from the world of entertainment, you have come to the right place. Seriously, hit that like and subscribe button right now because the algorithm needs to know you have good taste, and you're going to want to stick around for this one. All right, let's set the stage. On one side of the story, we have Taylor Swift. Do I even need to explain? She's not just a pop star, she's an economic force of nature, a cultural institution. Her songs are the soundtrack to millions of lives, her tours cause seismic activity, literally, and her brand is managed with the precision of a SEAL team operation. Her music isn't just art, it's an asset, a piece of premium, high-value intellectual property. And on the other side, we have Marc Maron. If you don't know Marc, he's a legendary stand-up comedian, actor, and the host of the iconic WTF podcast, which he records in his garage. He's known for being neurotic, hilariously anxious, deeply thoughtful, and, let's be honest, a bit of a curmudgeon. He's the guy who interviews presidents and rock legends, but is still most at home talking about his cats and his anxieties. He is, by all accounts, not your typical Swiftie. He comes from a world of punk rock, gritty comedy clubs, and cynical observations. He's the antithesis of shiny, perfectly produced pop. So the very idea of Marc Maron becoming deeply, emotionally invested in a Taylor Swift song is already the setup for a great joke. And that's exactly what happened. As he told it on his podcast, he decided one day, as an open-minded guy, to figure out what the big deal was. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, "I want to try to figure out what it is about Taylor Swift that everyone never shuts up about." It's a fair question, right? Grown-up, serious people were obsessed. So he did what any middle-aged man in Los Angeles does. He put on her album Midnights and went for a hike. And here's where the story takes its first turn. He's hiking, he's listening, and he's getting it. He realizes it's not just bubblegum pop. He described it as emotional, full of longing, sadness, isolation, all themes a guy like Marc Maron can definitely relate to. He's processing it, respecting it. But then one specific song comes on. The track is Bigger Than the Whole Sky. Now, if you haven't heard the song, it's one of the most heartbreakingly beautiful tracks on Midnights. It's a bonus track, a deep cut, and it's a raw and devastating meditation on grief and loss. It's about losing something or someone that was filled with potential, this massive, all-encompassing thing that's suddenly gone. It's a gut punch of a song. And it got him. It absolutely got Marc Maron. He said he started tearing up right there on the hiking trail. This supposedly cynical, world-weary comedian is having a profound, emotional experience with a Taylor Swift song. But wait, it gets better. He reaches the top of the mountain, he's feeling the emotional weight of the song, and he does what he always does, a couple of stretches. He stands up and, boop, gets a massive head rush. He feels woozy, so he goes to crouch down, and in that moment, bam, he blacks out. He literally faints. He wakes up on the ground with the thought, that's the way to die. Think about that. The combination of Taylor Swift's emotional songwriting and a bit of high-altitude vertigo literally knocked him unconscious. That's not just a song, that's a full-body experience. As a comedian, when a story like this falls into your lap, it's pure gold. It's perfect. It's relatable, it's embarrassing, it's got celebrities, it's got drama. It's the perfect closing bit for his new stand-up special. The bit writes itself. The grumpy comedian trying to understand the youth, the unexpected emotional connection, the fainting spell, it's a masterpiece. There's just one tiny, very, very expensive problem. To tell the story right, to really land the punchline, he needs to play the song. He needs the audience to hear Bigger Than the Whole Sky. And folks, this is where we enter the wonderful, terrifying world of music licensing. You can't just rip an MP3 and play it on your HBO special. Oh, no, no, no. That is a one-way ticket to a very angry letter from a team of very expensive lawyers. To use a song in a visual media project, you need what's called a sync license, or a sync license. And for a song by an artist of Taylor Swift's caliber, that license is one of the most sought-after and costly pieces of paper in the entertainment industry. So Marc and his team, they reach out. They go through the proper channels, and the number comes back. As he revealed on a recent podcast episode, the price tag was, and I quote, around $50K. $50,000. Let's just take a moment to absorb that. 50,000 American dollars. For what, you ask? The whole song? A 5-year license? No. It was for, as he said, a minute of the song. A little under, actually. Because if you went over 1 minute, the price would have gone up. Can you imagine the stress of that? The editor is sitting there with a stopwatch like it's a bomb defusal. 58 seconds, 59 seconds. Cut it now. We can't afford another second. He even said they couldn't let the music play out over the credits of the special. The budget was that tight. They paid $50,000 for 59 seconds of audio and not a fraction of a second more. It's both terrifying and hilarious. Now, at this point, Marc is realizing this is a huge chunk of the special's budget. He's thinking, this might have to come out of his own pocket. So he does what any of us would do in a jam. He tries to see if he knows a guy. And he does. He knows Jack Antonoff, Taylor's longtime collaborator and the co-writer on that very song. So Marc shoots him a text. You can just picture it. Hey, Jack, it's Marc Maron. Weird question. Love the song. You know the one. Anyway, we're kind of running out of money for my special, and, is there anything you can do? Talk to Taylor? Friends and family discount, maybe? It's such a human, hopeful moment. And Jack Antonoff, being the consummate professional that he is, essentially gave him the kindest, most polite no possible. He advised him to go through the proper channels. In other words, I love you, man, but this is Taylor Swift Inc. We don't do favors. The price is the price. And you have to respect that. This isn't a garage band. This is a global empire. The rules are the rules. So they paid it. They scraped the money together from ticket sales for the taping of the special, and they paid the $50,000. Because, as Marc said, it had to happen. The bit was too good, the story was too real, the fainting spell was too funny. Without the song, the entire climax of a show would fall flat. But think about the fear he must have had. It's not just about the money. What if they had said no? What if Taylor Swift's team, for whatever reason, decided they didn't want their song about profound grief to be part of a comedy bit, even a respectful one? He said the real fear was she doesn't let you use it, and then what do? The whole bit is dead in the water. You can't do it. Thankfully, her team signed off. Now, Marc has no idea if Taylor herself ever actually heard the joke or personally approved it, but somebody on Team Swift gave it the green light. And honestly, my personal opinion, I think it's a fantastic story and a testament to her art. It proves her music transcends demographics. It can hit a 14-year-old girl and a 61-year-old comedian with the exact same emotional force. The fact that her song could inspire such a real, visceral, and now famously expensive reaction in someone like Marc Maron is probably the best endorsement she could ever ask for. In the end, it's an incredible story about the intersection of art and commerce. It's about how the most personal moments can become the most valuable commodities. Marc Maron had an authentic, emotional experience with a piece of music, and that experience had a market value of $50,000 for 1 minute. It's a peek behind the curtain of an industry that is so much more complex and calculated than we can ever imagine. He got his amazing bit, Taylor Swift got her licensing fee, and we get this absolutely legendary story. And for a guy who fainted on a mountain because of a pop song, I'd say it was, in a weird way, money well spent.